Ayade finally swears in Justice Akon-Ikpeme as substantive Chief Judge of Cross River State. Nigeria set to receive 16 million doses of AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine. Plus, federal government to provide loans to rice farmers in Akwa Ibom State. Details in just a moment. Good evening and welcome to the news at 7. I am Erika Ivi, now the news in details. Justice Akon-Ikpeme has been finally sworn in by Governor Ben Ayade as the Chief Judge of Cross River State after refusal of the State House of Assembly to confirm her in 2 previous attempts in the last 14 months. Paul Abel reports.
Shortly after the retirement of Justice Michael Idem, Justice Akon-Ikpeme, who hails from Akwa Ibom State, but married to a native of Cross River State, was appointed and sworn in as the acting Chief Judge of Cross River State in December 2019. Meeting required criteria, she subsequently got the approval and recommendation of the National Judicial Council of Nigeria (NJC) within the stipulated period of her acting capacity. Unfortunately, the Cross River State House of Assembly refused to confirm her on 2 different occasions, citing security reasons. Within the period, 2 acting chief judges, Justices Maurice Neji and Eyo Ifyomita, acted in the same office, but with the stance of the NJC insisting on hierarchy. The State Assembly has no other option than to confirm her as the substantive chief judge of the state. That turnaround confirmation is what has led to this swearing ceremony.
As God has touched my heart, so has God touched every person in the position of taking a decision in your favor. That has manifested in your swearing in today. To God be the glory.
She's inheriting a judiciary with issues. And I'm praying that the Lord will give her the strength. She will have the wisdom to navigate the stormy waters and ensure that she delivers the goods as Chief Judge of Cross River State.
Full of emotions, the new Chief Judge expresses gratitude to God and promises to give her best to protect the rule of law.
We have put the past behind us and we are moving forward. If God has been gracious enough to make this day possible and touch His Excellency like he said, it would be foolhardy to dwell on the past.
With the swearing in of our substantive Chief Judge, all pending issues in the Cross River State Judiciary and lost grounds as a result of the absence of a Chief Judge are expected to be given adequate attention moving forward. In Calabar, Paul Abel, NTA News.
The swearing in of Justice Akon-Ikpeme as the substantive Chief Judge of Cross River State has been described as a step in the right direction, which will bring stability to the Cross River State Judiciary. A cross-section of Calabar residents said this while reacting to her swearing in by Governor Ben Ayade.
The journey to the highest judicial office in Cross River State has not been a smooth sail for Justice Akon-Ikpeme, in view of the initial decline by the State House of Assembly to confirm her as the substantive Chief Judge. The breakthrough came on the 28th of January 2021, when the House of Assembly finally gave its approval, and now, having taken her oath of office as the state's Chief Judge, many who describe Justice Ikpeme as a woman of integrity believe she is capable of manning the exalted position.
What it means to the state judiciary is that the state judiciary will function better, because as an acting capacity, you might not have the full confidence to do things as ought to.
Expectedly, the Chief Judge has placed to cooperate with the executive and legislature, so the state is going to move forward.
A big vacuum has been filled. And on the three legs of the government of Cross River State are on ground now. So there will be stability and we will be able to do what is needful in the state.
The people of Cross River State have been looking forward to this day when the tussle of who to become the substantive Chief Judge will become a thing of the past. And this development offers an opportunity for many to table their expectations from the new Chief Judge.
Judiciary is the backbone, is the watchdog of every government, which I believe by the special grace of God, her own tenure is going to be a wonderful one and a fruitful one, which every Cross Riverian will get justice for all activities.
She's due for that, and that is why she's confirmed. If this is a legal system, it's not a market business.
I expect that she will put in her very best, according to the oath she sworn today.
It is hoped that Justice Akon Ikpeme will bring to bear her wealth of knowledge in the dispensation of justice in the Cross River State judiciary. In Calabar, Justina Etam, NTA News.
Moving on, in line with the present administration's resolve to diversify the country's economy through agriculture, the federal government is to provide loans and expertise to rice farmers in Akwa Ibom State. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Itainang, disclosed this when the led officials of the federal government, Central Bank of Nigeria, and Nassau of assignment tour of a rice farm in Ikorisin, Ibioni local government area of Akwa Ibom State. Nsika Okon, who followed the theme for NTA News, reports.
To ensure proper implementation of its agricultural scheme to enhance food sufficiency in the country, officials of the federal government's agricultural program inspected the rice farm at Ikorescent community in Ibionibom local government area of Akwa Ibom State. Leader of the team, who is the senior special assistant to the president on Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Itainang, says the federal government is committed to boost agricultural sector and will continue to provide needed support to farmers in terms of loan, farming equipment, among others.
This canal can sustain fish. So you don't only create this canal for water for them to use in planting. Please bring in fingerlings and put it here so that it can grow. Within 3 months, they will harvest. As they harvest the rice, they will also harvest the fish.
By that, a lot of employment opportunities will be generated. It is agricultural value chain. From this rice, we are going to have a lot of people producing rice seedling that will be sent to the farm.
Some of the farmers who expressed gratitude to the federal government say the rice farm is over 200 hectares. If government provide power tiller, seedling, tractor, among others, will help them to improve the cultivation, generate employment opportunity, and food sufficiency.
If we develop this land to the point that we are farming 3 times in a year, I'm believing that it will go a long way to solve our problems.
The cultivation of rice farm in Ikoresen, which started 4 years ago, currently has 52 registered farmers. In Uyo, Nsikak Okon, NTA News.
And now to health. The Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, has announced 506 new cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria. The figure are Ondo 90, Kwara 99, Rivers 53, Borno 45, Gombe 32, Federal Capital Territory 28, Ogun 25, Lagos 22, Kano 14, Edo 13, Osun 11, Cross River 10, Yobe 9, Ekiti 7, Kebbi 6, Nasarawa 6, Oyo 5, and Jigawa 1. While there are 39,748 confirmed cases, 113,525 have been discharged, with 1,666 dead. If you're just tuning in, this is NTA Channel 9 News, the station for the people. Meanwhile, Nigeria is set to receive the largest allocation of 16 million doses out of the 88 million AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine doses allocated to African countries in the first phase by the end of February, instead of the initial 100,000 Pfizer's doses earlier expected. The World Health Organization country representative in Nigeria, Dr. Walter Kazidi Molumbu, disclosed these at an emergency press briefing in Abuja, while debunking reports that Nigeria has been disqualified from accessing COVID-19 vaccine. He said the demand for the initial allocation of 1.2 million Pfizer doses was exceptionally high, adding that COVAX received interest from 72 countries, from which 51 countries were considered by the review committee as ready. Molumbo said currently all countries on the continent are expected to start assessing the AstraZeneca-Oxford vaccines by the end of February. More news after this break. Don't go away. Stay with us.
Una no vex. Una never hear of coronavirus. Prevention is better pass cure. See this thing. Hand sanitizer. Now one way to take prevent coronavirus with that. See, another one we say we go wash our hands clean with soap and with water. Another one we say when we want sneeze, we want cough. Oh yeah, may we dab together. Correct people. If you see say you get symptom of fever or difficulty in breathing, abeg make you dey your day, make you sit down. Nigeria, our culture dey promote cleanliness. Let the celebration continue.
This message is from NTA and NCAC.
Members of the public with any complaint concerning any of our programs should forward their complaints to the Nigerian Television Authority, Channel 9 Murtala Mohammed Iwi Calabar. Phone numbers 0906 198 3183, 0906 883 6550. Email address ntacalabar@nca.gov.ng or to the National Broadcasting Commission NBC, plus 32 Parliamentary Housing Estate, Second Gate behind Zanzibar Hotel, Calabar. Telephone number 0818 445 9924. Email address nbccalabar@yahoo.com. Signed, Management of the National Broadcasting Commission.
Welcome back to the rest of our bulletin. Academic activities have been commenced at the University of Calabar after a 9-month-old strike by the Academic Union Staff of Universities, ASU. Achibombasi in this report takes a look at measures put in place to protect staff and students in line with COVID-19 protocols.
The long-awaited February 5th, 2021 scheduled for the resumption of academic activities for the 2019-2020 session is finally here, and the students are visibly in good spirits to return to school.
I'm looking forward to the school calendar speeding up our academic pursuit so that we can be able to cover up for the wasted months.
It has been the expectation of every student that ASU finally calls off the strike and we come back. So I believe every student is happy.
We thank God that the students are back now and can see everywhere is booming.
Please, they should not close down the school anymore, so that we can graduate and leave the university for good.
One major feature here at the University of Calabar is a strict adherence to the COVID-19 protocols, which is also applicable in the school's transportation system. The Vice-Chancellor, Professor Florence Obi, says she's excited to have the students back on campus while advising students to comply with all the COVID-19 protocols put in place.
We're going to have, as we come into the administrative block, the library, the student accounts, just wherever we're going to have a crowd, where we know we have crowds, we've worked out modalities of putting some of those equipment there.
It's the hope of the students that the session will be uninterrupted. In Calabar, Achibombasi, NTA News.
And moving on, the education sector is of tremendous importance in any country of the world, having recognized its role in nation building. The federal government has recently approved the establishment of a new polytechnic in Ugeb, Cross River State, amid improving access to higher education for young Nigerians. Udwagetam in this report brought in reactions from Nigerians in Calabar on the developments.
Education is the bedrock of any society.
and a lifelong process of empowerment in which citizens depend on for sustainable growth. In its efforts to boost education sector in Nigeria, the federal government had recently announced the establishment of a new polytechnic in Uge, among other higher institutions in other parts of the country. The development, observers believe, will create opportunities for many Nigerians to access higher education, which has now become a thriving industry.
Good development for Cross River State and Ogebe in particular. It's going to create job opportunities. It's going to bring development to the area, and it is going to help our students who are not engaged in the universities to take up admission there.
Bringing the school there will make UGEP to develop.
For others, thousands of qualified school leavers will not miss out opportunities each year because of the limited slots in existing institutions.
To create employment to so many graduates who don't have job, and to also bring in education down home, because so many persons will definitely be willing to go to school.
I'm advising our government to employ those who are efficient, competent, to bring up our youth in the way they will help in the society after they are studying there.
However, the federal government initiative has been commended as these will bridge the admission gap for Nigerian higher institutions. In Calabar, Uduak Etam, NTA News. Traders along the corridor of the Kano-Maradi rail line continue to speak of the economic value of the project initiated by the Nigeria and Niger Republic to facilitate trading activities. Oyinaka Oka reports.
Mayor John is a spare part dealer who has been in the business for more than 15 years. Same with Abbas Sani, a trader in grains at the Central Market in Katsina. Both traders have one thing in common: to make profits, but facilitating the movement of their products from one state to another and neighboring countries has been a Herculean task.
A truck that will bring you a goods from Lagos to here will pay more than less than 500,000. It's too expensive. So it makes the goods now to be more expensive here. Allah, it's very too cost. It's too expensive. Even the bag of oil is supposed to buy it at last 1,500 per bag. From Maradi to here, 1,500 per each bag.
With the coming of the railway project, traders like Mayo and Abbas are optimistic that it will change the narrative.
It will help us to bring in our goods. I think if the coming of this railway, the coming must come too easy for us.
This is an advancement for us. It will help us in transporting goods as the roads are bad. The Kano-Maradi rail line project is expected to facilitate public transportation and to stimulate the development of agricultural economy and manufacturing industries along the corridor. Oyinaya Kalo Oka, NTA News.
And finally, to the world of sports. Nigeria to compete at the 2022 Winter Olympic Games. Details and more from our sport decks.
Welcome to Sports Update. We begin with football, where FC Ifeanyi lost against Kano Pillars in a matchday 9 fixture of the Nigeria Professional Football League at the Adoke Amiesimaka Stadium in Port Harcourt. Away from football, the International Olympic Committee has formally invited Nigeria and a few other nations to participate in the Beijing 2022 Winter Olympics. Nigeria's inclusion in the quadrennial tournament is an aftermath of our outstanding debut at the Pyeongchang Winter Games in 2018.
The Nigerian Olympic Committee, who sent the largest delegation from Africa to the last Olympic Winter Games. Dear athletes and friends from all national Olympic committees, we look forward to seeing you in Beijing in exactly 1 year from now for the opening ceremony of the Olympic Winter Games Beijing 2022.
In tennis, Novak Djokovic began the defense of his Australian Open title by dropping just 6 games in a dominant 6-3, 6-1, 6-2 win over France's Jeremy Chardy. Austrian third seed Dominic Thiem, German sixth seed Alexander Zverev, and Australia's Nick Kyrgios also won day 1. Meanwhile, in the women's competition, Serena Williams launched her latest bid for a record equaling 24th Grand Slam with a 56-minute 6-1, 6-1 demolition of Laura Sigismund at the Rod Laver Arena. U.S. Open champion Naomi Osaka also made a convincing start with a 6-1, 6-2 win over Russia's Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova, while former champion Angelique Kerber was the first seed to be knocked out after losing love 6, 4-6 to American Bernanda Pera. And that's it on Sports Update. I am Tamara Ibiwe.
From that report on sports, we draw the curtain tonight. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. Justice Akon Ipeme has been sworn in by Governor Ben Ayade as the Chief Judge of Cross River State after a refusal of the House to confirm her in 2 previous attempts in the last 14 months. Nigeria is set to receive the largest allocations of 16 million doses out of the 88 million AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine doses allocated to African countries. You also heard in the news that the federal government is to provide loans and expertise to rice farmers in Akwa Ibom states. That's it. Thanks for watching. Good night.